Hi, my name is Akram Sabah and I'm a business coach, and it's my privilege to be the coach for Dorado Property and the team that works here. Welcome to this 4-part series on dealing with uncertainty through scenario planning. In this series, we're going to take you through the process that Dorado used through the whole COVID crisis to plan out opportunities and see the hidden gems that sit in all kinds of uncertainty that face us in business every day. The first part of this series is taking a look at scenario planning in itself and what it actually does. Dorado Property used the opportunity of COVID to work with its staff, to work with the people in the team, to build confidence internally and share the opportunity of learning from how to scenario plan for a whole business with everybody.
No one could know the impact COVID-19 would have on the world, or the global shutdown that continues to affect most of the global community. However, while some industries came to a complete standstill and others were forced to transform in a matter of weeks, others got lucky, with a unique combination of governmental, social, and economic factors working to cushion the blow and give these industries a little more time to react. The Australian property industry was one of them, and companies like Dorado Property found themselves in the fortunate position to prepare for what was to come.
It was initially very difficult to understand what impact it might have, but as it kind of emerged, what we realised is a lot of our competition is larger institutions who had to pause, and that actually gave us opportunities where they were pulling out of deals very late in the day, where we were able to act quickly for de-risked projects with really strong sponsors, which then creates new relationships for us as well, so it was excellent from that point of view. We try to run this business in a very diverse way, given the size of it. We cover pretty much every state in the country. We do first mortgage debt, mezzanine subordinate debt, and we look at buying direct investments, direct property investments. And again, most of that is across the country. So that's very difficult to manage in a lot of different ways, but critical in a time like this.
Scenario planning is sort of something that I think's always kind of resonated with me. My first real exposure to it was through a very charismatic South African called Clem Sunter, who I met a number of times. Clem ran the scenario planning unit for Anglo-American, and he was also just such a fabulous communicator and facilitator, and I remember at that stage really thinking how much fun it would be to use scenario planning in a corporate environment.
Thomas and I had been talking about it for some time. Thomas is a past master at it. He's done it sometimes, many times, and he was keen to take Dorado again through a scenario planning process because it had been a while since last time it had been done.
We were quite early to get everyone out of the office. It's one of the first in that sense, and then from there we did things like staff buddying. Then the next priority was then what about our investments? How were they damaged or otherwise? So we had, I remember, very long Zoom sessions where we looked at every single investment across each of the product lines, and that was actually quite reassuring because when we went through it, we realised a lot of them aren't being directly hit on this.
And it was just nice to be in an environment where Thomas McClung really grabbed that and ran with it, and with vigour and sort of outside help and team involvement used those scenario planning tools on us.
When you think about scenario planning as a tool to consider uncertainty, there's probably never been more uncertainty in the world. So, but the one certain thing was we didn't know what was going to happen to the economy, and we didn't know what was going to happen in terms of the pandemic. By its very nature, is very unpredictable.